here at the Northern Nevada Railroad Museum. And I'm about an hour early before my train ride, so I'm just gonna take a look at the museum and the trains. I think that I read on the website that the steam engines are being refurbished at the moment, so I think the train ride's going to be a diesel engine. So it doesn't look like, if this is the one, that it has the open air top on it, which is a bit of a bummer. Check out the gift shop. All right, well, this Nevada Northern Freight and Express was built in 1907, so I guess this would have been the platform. So they told me that you can actually go explore anywhere, like in that building. You can, you know, go down there and explore inside of these buildings. Although there's some safety hazards, so I better be careful. Sometimes when I'm filming, I'm not totally paying attention. Like, for example, there's pits, you know, so they can get under the trains to repair them. Because they did confirm that the steam engine locomotives are actually being refurbished or fixed, maintained or something. So it will be a diesel engine today. Wow, that's loud. I guess this is the caboose. Got a good amount of time to kill before my train ride at 4:30, which is supposed to last about 90 minutes. We're going to Robinson Canyon. Don't know anything about that, but the canyon sounds lovely. Okay, this would have been like the waiting area in 1907. Pictured in my head. Ladies in their long skirts and luggage with no wheels. I'm loving these cool buildings. And this one. Wow, this is really cool to see an actual train engine shop actually in current use. Oh my goodness, this is so cool. The smell, strong smell of oil, you know, engine oil, diesel or whatever. No, I guess it's engine oil I'm smelling. So this machine shop was built in 1907 as well. but it's gone through a variety of rebuilds.
Is that your spoiled cat we seen?
Well, it's our spoiled cat.
Our spoiled.
It is spoiled.
We got one at the house the same way.
We went up and then the pension came and run away.
Boy, they look complicated. Wow. American Locomotive Company, Pittsburgh, January 1909. I would never want to work in a place like this myself. Couldn't do it. Smell grease and oil all day and get your hands so dirty. I admire the people that do work here though and do it. Do not touch their chips. Very sharp. Huh. I have no idea what I'm looking at. No idea at all. That's kind of fun. Look at the size of those wrenches. They're like super long. Let's make sure I'm not tripping over anything. They're really long. They have to be to get to all the deep inside the engines and whatnot. Really cool. So this is the pits they were talking about, but they have it chained off, so that's good. I was reading about this train, number 93. They call her the Monster, and she was, let's see, what's it say again? She was built in 1909 for $17,610. She actually was retired in the 1960s, but then returned to service, and they call her the Lucky Locomotive because she survived 2 major wrecks and other things that would usually do them in. There's a really big pit right there. So I was just reading some information about the fact that every hour that the steam engine is on the line, it requires 3 hours of maintenance in the shop, and it's much more labor intensive to get it ready. You have to get the coal, burning hot, and that can take hours, and you have to let it cool down after the ride, and so it's just a lot more hours put into the steam engines, and so it's quite understandable that diesel engines replace them because not nearly as labor intensive. It's much more simple. So, but yeah, in that other room I could see the coal inside the train. That was neat to see. I've never seen anything like that before. So there's the ore. It's like big chunks of charcoal. This cat roamed around this railroad, depot and museum for many years, and their name was Dirt. I don't know if they were a boy or a girl, but they made a statue of them and a little dedication. Maybe if I go back over, I'll take a video of it. So she or he was around a long time, I think from 2008 to 2023. So she or he made it to 15 years old. Pretty ripe old age for a kitty cat. It's a little trippy to be walking so close to these train tracks, but they said you can go anywhere. Just don't stand in the middle of the train track. And make sure if you're in front of a train or behind a train, be 25 feet in case it starts rolling. Okay, Dirt was a boy because he was the king of the shop. He's the ambassador extraordinaire. Guess he hung out a lot at the shop then, where we just were. Wow, what a place for a cat, right? But he probably was a good mouser. That's so cute that they made a statue of him. Sweet. I love you, Dirt. Aw. So that tall building on the left is called the Coaling Tower. And eventually, I guess they invented a mechanical stoker of the coal. And so that building had something to do with that. And then the other one, the black one on the right there, is a water tower. Well, they said all aboard. I'm pretending I'm in an Agatha Christie 1950s murder mystery. I love the vintage costume, so great. He's the conductor. Back there. There she is. I'm in the outdoor section. Let's show you. Yeah. Right now the temperature is really perfect, but when it starts to get colder, I can go inside.
Heights, 1905, for the purpose of mining the copper deposits discovered near Ruth, just outside of Ely. Construction started on September 11, 1905 at Cobre, Nevada, 130 miles north of town. Though Mark Requa, the president of the railroad, confidently Paso Yard is a White Pine County golf course. This golf course is built on the location of the Georgetown Ranch. Originally, the New York and Nevada Copper Company predecessor. fancy bicycle. Give him a wave as we pass by. 1929, it was not only the first fireproof building in Nevada, but the tallest building at the time. A record it held until the El Cortez Hotel in Reno opened in 9 Mickey Rooney, Pretty Boy Floyd, and Eagle Knievel.
We're coming up to a tunnel. I hope I don't get claustrophobia. I have 147 miles ahead of me, and I'm not sure about fuel, so I just filled up my tank. Remembered at the last second before getting onto the highway, so but I wanted to oops, I think I can get through this. Turned around here. You're doing a lot of foot road construction here in East Ely. Looks like it's very much needed. But I thought I'd show you East Ely before I leave the area. Red brick buildings that I love. Drug and old-fashioned fountain. Really does feel like a Nevada town. Casinos, show bars, gambling halls. Start about to go on the loneliest road of America, Highway 50. They have a Renaissance village here. Wait a second, I think I'm going to go turn and quickly look at it. But they're open. They're going to be open today, but it's early morning right now, so. Way to go. village. I'm not sure what it's actually about. They just mentioned it on our train ride yesterday. They got a saloon. Sexy girls, the Big Four, full service bar. I believe this is called East Ely. And on the train ride yesterday, they told us that East Ely they're separate from Ely, and they have their own, I think, mayor and police force and everything. So that's Ely, a little bit of Ely. It's coming down a little bit heavier now. With the vast open desert. There's such a mysteriousness about it, doesn't it? It's definitely beautiful in its own way. I have to say, this is one of the best drives I've had of the entire trip in terms of least amount of stress, because I really do have it to myself pretty much. And it's kind of a wide lane and good field of view. I think these cow pictures on that right there are funny. Cows never kind of look like that. Usually pretty still and static, not running. But yeah, this has been a nice drive so far, and I'm glad I'm doing it earlier in the morning too, because I think it's probably less busy and less wind. Even though it's 70 miles an hour, I feel comfortable going, between 55 and 60 miles an hour. And I don't have anybody behind me pressuring me to go faster, so it's really nice. funny how when I was younger, I didn't really appreciate the desert because Nevada is my birth state. So, I spent a lot of time in the desert in my younger days. I didn't appreciate it like I do now. Wouldn't necessarily want to live in it. Maybe the high desert. I like the high desert a lot because I need greenery and trees. So far, I really haven't seen any dispersed camping opportunities out here. I guess this must be state-owned land. Oh, wow, so pretty. The vastness of it, everywhere I turn. It's just flat. You have the mountains jutting up into the sky. Another reason I like having a road to myself like this is I can drive slow enough to really appreciate what I'm seeing. I get mad at people because they think, stop and smell the roses, people. What is your hurry? Particularly when you're in a beautiful area, Like, look at things, appreciate them, see what you can see. Yeah, I think this is just stunningly beautiful. I must be a true lone wolf in my character because I love this remote feeling away from civilization. I love it. It's pretty trippy to be in an area where you don't see too many signs of civilization for such a long period. So interesting that when I'm driving, especially in a remote, beautiful place like this, it makes me very contemplative. Um, and on this whole trip, I think I've mentioned it before, that for some reason when I'm traveling like this and driving, sometimes all of these old feelings and memories come flashing back to me when I was younger. It's kind of like that feeling when you wake up from a dream and you have these emotions from the dream, but you don't particularly remember the dream, but you have the emotions still lingering from the dream. That happens to me a lot. I have very vivid dreams, and sometimes I can't remember them, but I often feel the feelings associated with the dreams. But that's kind of what this feels like in a way. It's like a waking dream where I just feel like all these old feelings, thoughts, and stuff come flooding back into my body, even though I can't particularly remember when I felt them when I was maybe a young kid or even a young adult. But it's a nice feeling. And sometimes I can't believe that I'm 68 years old and have so much life behind me already. So there's a long period of time for lots of different emotions and feelings. Feelings of awe and wonderment and excitement and a sense of possibilities, joy, all of those great feelings. Having that joy again, Sometimes life beats you down and you forget, about, about that feeling that you had as a kid. Get to my age, you welcome those kinds of feelings. I'm in the little town of Eureka, Nevada. We have a Eureka in California as well. I just decided to pull over a minute and see how far I have to go. So this historic town of Eureka, Nevada, has an opera house. Must be a historic marker, no doubt. Nevada Highway 50 Survival Guide stamp location. Huh, how funny. This is great. And it's beautiful courthouse building in Eureka, Nevada. It's beautiful. 1879, it says at the top. This was the Jackson House, established in 1877. Let's walk down here and see what it has to say. Oh, nothing. Okay. Well, I guess you can do a room rental here. Or I'm not sure if you can today, if that's in the olden days. Oh, wow. That's a neat building, too. Wait, there's a cool sign over there. Let's go read that sign. So this is the route that I've been going. Baker was that little town near Great Basin National Park Visitor Center. So we went there. I stayed in Ely. We're in Eureka right now. I'm going to be staying tonight in Austin. And then the next night I'm staying near Fallon. This is supposed to be a nice place to camp here. But I don't think I have plans this time to go there. Maybe another time. And then, of course, you get into Carson City. Reno is in here somewhere, and Lake Tahoe, and then I'm in California. Eureka Palisade Crew Car, 1875 to 1938. I just was reading the sign about the story of Eureka, and I'm wondering and thinking that if this was the town where somebody found gold and said, "Eureka! We found gold!" but it was discovered in 1864 by silver prospectors W.R. Tannehill and others from nearby Austin. They found rock containing silver lead ore near here in Eureka. Let's see, what else can I read you? Eureka became a fast-growing boom town, coming in second only to the Comstock lode of Virginia City. Life sprung up to support these growing communities of ranchers, shops, 3 newspapers, doctors, lawyers, surveyors, a railroad, churches, and several schools, all working to build a new life in Eureka. So Eureka in the 1880s held one of the most eclectic international populations, with folks coming from all over the world seeking their fame and fortune in the gold and silver mines of Eureka Mining District. Most notable were the Italian, Cornish, and Chinese immigrant populations, contributing tremendously to construction, mining, wood cutting, and charcoal burning needed to keep the numerous mines and smelters running. In the 79 and the 1880s, devastating fires and floods nearly destroyed all of the buildings here in Eureka, but the immigrant pioneers rebuilt the town better and stronger each time. Eureka is vibrant with the blood of these immigrants flowing through her people. 2 very prominent bloodlines in Eureka are the Italian and Basque descendants. The Italians, also known as the Carbonari, arrived in the 1870s and 1880s to chop and transport wood to fuel the charcoal ovens. And the Basques were known for being getting pretty noisy, for being the sheep herders. I was reading another sign in another town somewhere that Peruvians have taken over the Basques' sheep herding duties. Ranching and farming are still very much a part of Eureka's economy, with alfalfa, timothy hay, and beef being the primary agricultural exports. And even to the present day, Eureka County still has active mining operations. It's getting really windy, so I still have an hour to drive, so I better get on the freaking road. Look at how the wind's whipping the flags around. Yikes. Cannot believe the views that I am seeing right now. So beautiful. Loving this. All right. Well, I have arrived in Austin, Nevada. That last part before getting into Austin, there was a pretty steep descent. So I used my new method, and it worked really great. Didn't overheat my brakes. So I'm really glad that I researched that and found out what to do on those steep descents. It's windy. It got here at 11 o'clock. The winds started up. It's pretty windy out there right now. So I'm so glad that I got a nice and early start this morning. It's amazing to me that, I started out at about 6:45 this morning. I got here at 11. So that's 8, 9, 10, about 4 hours to get here. And it's a 2.5 hour drive. So, since I'm such a slow driver and I made a couple of stops, it added on another hour and a half. But that's what I mean. If it's a 3-hour drive, it's, more like 4 or 5 hours. because I drive slow. But I wanted to say that that was probably my favorite drive that I've done on this entire trip. That surprised the heck out of me. I did not expect that, but it was so beautiful, and it just did something to me. It just took me to another place. I was experiencing all these emotions, and I don't know, just the vastness of that space. It was like Death Valley, but without the crowds, and just as beautiful, really. And it just was my favorite drive of this whole trip, which surprised the heck out of me. To me, it was prettier than the drives I did in Montana, Idaho, Washington. Where else was I? Oregon. Yeah, that surprised me. I did not expect the desert to be quite so beautiful to me, or at least that desert along Highway 50, the loneliest road in America. And if you've never done it, you have to do it. It just was mind-boggling beautiful. And I think what contributed to it, it was the moody skies, the cloudy, stormy looking skies, and it just made the colors pop even more. Those beautiful golden shrubs all along the road, and at certain points it was gold everywhere, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I cannot take this beauty. It's beauty overwhelm. And the other thing that contributed to it was just feeling like I had the place to myself, because it really is a lonely road. There really wasn't a lot of cars, and it was a nice wide lane, so it was just stress-free driving for me, except on the mountain passes part. But it was easy for cars to pass by me and get around me and stuff, so it was just low stress, not a lot of cars. I could go at the speed that was comfortable for me. So all in all, in every way, between the beauty of it, the weather, it just cleared out all the haze that probably is there a lot of times. It's September 19th, and so maybe this time of year is a great time to do it because of the weather, you know. And yeah, just having that wide vastness open before you, and then seeing the mountains and stuff, just beautiful, all kinds of colors. And it just took me to another place. I mean, really, it just was my favorite drive. That surprised me that would have been my favorite drive. I don't think I've heard much about that before, Highway 50 being so beautiful. Maybe it's just more of a subjective thing. Some people think it's beautiful, some people don't, of course. It's different for everybody. But yeah, I always thought that, you know, like I did drive some beautiful places on this trip, of course. But it's something about that wide open space that really does something to you. That was just beautiful. I expect tomorrow's drive to be beautiful again. I'm heading from Austin, Nevada towards Fallon, Nevada, and I'm sure it's still beautiful. And so I'm looking forward to that. But I'm glad I got an early start and got here early enough to get out of the wind. Took me a while to set up because the place was uneven, so I had to do 3 wheels to get level and do all the hookups and everything. So I'm going to eat my lunch. I'm really starving, and I will talk to you later. I'm kind of situated up on a hill here. Kind of an interesting view.